So I'm 5 minutes into the new season of The Boys, season 3, and of course they have to kill a gay person in the first few minutes of the show in a horribly gruesome way, and then immediately follow that with a happy heterosexual couple having great sex, which is just, at this point, homophobia is just omnipresent. But the thing I wanted to talk about in this video is, I've watched this show since the beginning, and it is so violent. And I know that this show is uncharacteristically kind of crazy violent, but do you notice that there is a trend in media right now where it seems that shows, even really mainstream ones, are getting gorier and gorier, even on mainstream TV networks where 10 years ago that would totally not fly? There seems to be just this appetite for violence. It's kind of scary. Am I crazy, or is all of our media getting just way, way, way more violent and in kind of grotesque ways? Some of these shows, why, I just don't even understand the point. They're so smartly written and they have such great characters and it's so interesting. Why do we need to see just horrible violence in the show? I don't get it. Maybe I just sound like an old fuddy-duddy and I don't know, maybe I am, but sometimes I'm watching these shows and I'm just even with Stranger Things, I love Stranger Things, but sometimes I think that was unnecessary. They'll do something particularly grotesque and I'll be that wasn't violence that was necessary to the plot. The plot and the story would have been just as compelling and interesting without that horrifying moment. And I think that with shows like The Boys, which it's such an interesting political satire, there's so much of it that works so well, and they just really, with the gore, go so far. And I just don't know why. I would love to hear people's thoughts on this because it's something I've been thinking about a lot. I don't know, especially with all of the horrible things that have been happening with school shootings lately. Just how much of our media, how much it's saturated with even think of the opening to season 4 of Stranger Things. The very first thing is a shooting of children. It's just so scary. It's so scary, how much of the shows and content that we consume that's very mainstream and very popular is just normalizing graphic, violent death. Is anyone else thinking about this? Is this troubling anyone else, or am I just an old fuddy-duddy?